And now, your Eagle Pass High School news with Giselle Gonzalez and Ilse Escobar.
Hello and welcome to our special YouTube edition of EPSN. I'm Giselle Gonzalez and this is my lovely co-host,
Ilse Escobar. This past Friday, we had the chance of interviewing our special guest, Mr. John Quiñones.
Mr. Quiñones has been a journalist for over 20 years. He has written for plenty of prestigious papers such as 2020 and has won 2 Emmys. He even has his very own show on ABC called What Would You Do?
Let's take it away to our segment. Hi and welcome to EPSN. I'm Ilse Escobar.
And I'm Giselle Gonzalez, and we're here with our special guest,
John Quiñones.
Mr. Quiñones, what exactly is your show about? To explain to our viewers, because most of them don't
What
know
would
about
you?
it.
Yeah, it's called What Would You Do, and it's on Friday nights. And we create an ethical dilemma. You know, a problem where you see something you know shouldn't be, and we test people to see how they would react. They have no idea that they're on a hidden camera. So we create something with actors, and then we force them to have to decide. In a way, we're not really forcing them. People can choose not to get involved. But it's amazing. We just wait to see how people will react to something that kind of bothers them. You know, we've all seen those things where something in the back of your head, a little voice tells you, there's something wrong here. You're at a bar and you see this guy put a powder in the woman's drink. And she didn't see it, and she's about to take a drink. What do you do? What do you say? If you see a teenage boy fighting with his girlfriend at the park and he's shaking her and he's threatening her, and you're jogging by, do you come to his aid? Do you intervene? Or do you just call 911? That's why it's called What Would You Do? And the results are fascinating. It always surprises us how people react.
Okay. You began your career reading journalism, but we know that you have your very own show on ABC Fridays.
Yes.
So which is it that you're more passionate about, writing or actual broadcasting?
Wow. Well, you know, I host the show, What Would You Do? And it's always interesting to see how people react. It's like a human laboratory of behavior. So we study human behavior with this show. So it's another way of reporting, really. It's a way of reporting where we create a situation to see how people react. So even though the actors are there and the situation is fabricated, the fact is the reaction from people is very real. So that's still sort of a study of human behavior. It's still kind of reporting. The more traditional stuff on 2020, where I go out and I do a story on a murder case or some case of injustice or corruption, I still love telling those stories. I was just in Chile when the miners were buried underneath. I told their story. I got the first interview with one of the miners who came out. So I still love that. I still love both. I don't think I can choose.
Okay. And well, what do you recommend for Giselle and I that we want to be reporters as we progress throughout the future? What would you recommend for us to start doing right now?
You're telling me to give you the answer how to take my job.
Not the answer to take your job, sir, but what do you recommend for us?
No, of course. I would say never take no for an answer. Okay. Never give up. Just continue working on your craft. Read as much as you can so that you're up on current events. And that can be anything from fun stuff in Hollywood to serious stories out of Washington. Try to read as much as you can. Work on your delivery because you want to be able to make sure that people understand every word you say. And then, do reporting from the heart. Tell stories that touch people. Tell stories about people who don't have access to the media. Take that camera and put it somewhere where people aren't normally reporting on, whether it's the colonias, the poor neighborhoods along the border, stories about migrant school children, about migrant workers, stories about African Americans in poverty living in the South, stories that touch the heart. Do stories that no one else is willing to do. And look how close you are to the Mexican border. If you could take a camera and go, now it's a little dangerous, but tell stories in Mexico, that's fascinating to me. So just be different. Use what you have, your ability to speak Spanish, the ability to look as beautiful as you do as a Latina, and you're able to get people to open up to you who might not open to somebody who looks more foreign to them. We have an advantage because we speak Spanish and because we're Latino. People will talk to us and tell us things that maybe others, they wouldn't tell someone else. So we come away with a better story.
Thank you very much for your time.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. It's my pleasure.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye.
Okay, guys, watch out for What Would You Do on ABC at o'clock. And also, stay tuned for EPSN. In a couple weeks, we'll be bringing you news about the stock show.
Now we have our special weather reporter, Emily Lopez, with this weekend's weather report.
From the EPSN Weather Center, your meteorologist, Emily Lopez.
Hi, I'm Emily Lopez, and I'll be reporting the weather for EPSN. As you can see here in our northwestern area, we have some rain, and in our north area, we have some low pressures pushing in some snow towards our eastern area. In our eastern area, we're looking at some high and low pressures pushing in some rain towards the Atlantic Ocean. And for our 5-day forecast, on Friday, we're looking at partly cloudy with a high of 60 and a low of 36. On Saturday, we're looking at cloudy skies with a high of 65 and a low of 39. On Sunday, we're looking at cloudy skies with a high of 68 and a low of 36. On Monday, we're looking at clear skies with a high of 65 and a low of 36. And on Tuesday, we're looking at clear skies with a high of 62. I'm Emily Lopez, and this will be the weather for the rest of the week.
Thanks for that awesome report, Emily. Now we know what to wear for this weekend. Until next time, I'm Giselle Gonzalez.
And I'm Mrs. Coad, signing off from this special segment of EPSN.